YouTube channel, #MovieBay. I am MovieBay, and in this video, I'm going to be recapping and reviewing episode 7 of College Hill Celebrity Edition. It's hard to say goodbye. But before we get into it, though, I would like for y'all to drop down and hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Because here at MovieBay, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that is the type of content that you like, you might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below to voice your thoughts and opinions on this video. Now let's go ahead and get started into episode 7. So this episode begins off of the cuff of Amber Rose and Jocelyn's altercation during class, and now it's time to figure out who is going to be suspended. First up in Dr. Petty's office is Amber. Now, Dr. Petty started the meeting off being very understanding, and she wanted to hear Amber's side of what happened. Amber, of course, started off saying, "I love this institution. I'm so grateful to be here, and I apologize for my behavior." But Jocelyn was attacking me. Oh, girl. When I tell y'all, I was just rolling my eyes. She said the professor asked me a question, and Jocelyn turned around and just stated, "You just want to be white." I was like, did you just skip everything else that led up to that? Like, it was a debate at first, and I can agree that that's where Jocelyn did kind of just cross the line. You know, if we had to draw a line to cross, that's where Jocelyn crossed the line. But she really just skipped everything that led up to it. Then she talks about how she had left the room already previously to remove herself from the situation, but the second time she just blacked out and hit Jocelyn. I was like, okay, well, that's all we need to hear right there. You hit her first. You became violent. You were physical. That's it. You're expelled, right? And I'm so happy that that is exactly what Dr. Petty shared with Amber. Because you were physically violent and we have a zero tolerance for violence and fighting here on campus, you are no longer an ASU student. And then this is when Amber started to kind of try to rebuttal. But Jocelyn attacked me. She's like, Jocelyn didn't hit you, but she was being racist. How much am I supposed to take? Y'all just expect me to sit there and take her verbal lashing? Yes, bitch. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You can't. I understand anger. Okay, I understand people have gotten me to that point to where I want to put my hands on people too. But steady and still, I am honestly the type of person, I'm not going to put my hands on you because nothing is ever that crucial. Even if last video, I switched the roles, right? I was like, if I was the only black kid at a PWI and they said the same things, I already know my mouthpiece is going to handle you, period. But if I do get to the point to where I do want to put my hands on you, I'm not going to do so in class. And that's exactly what Dr. Petty stated too. You got physical. You were also at school. We should be able to have a debate without getting physical. So yes, sis, you're expelled. And I'm not even going to hold y'all. When Amber started debating and going back and forth, and this is not fair, it's unjust, I was like, it's giving your 75% white side. That's what it's giving to me. Privilege. So I was under the impression that Amber was biracial, meaning half black, half white. One black parent, one white parent. But apparently her mother is biracial, half white, half black. And her dad is 100% white. So Amber, you're only 25% black. You're not black, sis. You're not black. Not in my eyes. If you less than 50, you're not black. That's literally like Drake's son saying that he's black. He ain't black either. He's not. Get them cornrows out that boy's head. To me, it's the same. You're not black, bro. You under 50. I don't even know how she got Kanye sucked into the black culture and all of a sudden she don't feel black, she don't feel accepted in black spaces, but that is how you literally rose to fame, was in black spaces. Kanye, stop bringing these white women into our culture. Y'all, I'm playing, but I'm kind of serious. I know Amber stated that she doesn't consider herself as a black woman. I know that. She's absolutely right. So I feel like stand in that thing, sis. Stop fighting so hard to be accepted by the black community when you're not black. She started posting biracial celebrities like Zendaya and Mulatto, and these women, Obama, they literally have one white parent, one black parent. Like, y'all have to say struggle because you're not black. Stop saying, oh, well, I'm mixed. You're not. Very itty bitty a little bit. Like, quit playing, bro. Follow your first thought, bro. You don't consider yourself a black woman. You're not a black woman. So why are you going so hard for 25%? I don't know. Let's go ahead and get into Joseline, because I could literally spend this whole video just talking about this. So when Joseline gets into Dr. Petty's office, I feel like Dr. Petty is more like empathetic with Joseline, because Joseline literally came to Dr. Petty like episode 1, episode 2, stating how she's having a hard time in the house, nobody understands her, and things like that. So I feel like because Joseline has already had an outcry, Dr. Petty is more susceptible or understanding to Joseline's point of view. However, Dr. Petty also expelled Joseline, and Joseline is really confused because she doesn't think she did anything wrong. She doesn't think that she said anything wrong. I agree to an extent, because at one point in time, it did turn from a debate and, being complimentary of black people to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Being derogatory towards white people, or to Amber specifically in this scenario. Dr. Petty also stated that a bulk of the reason that Joseline is being expelled is because the professor was trying to call Joseline's name and get her to calm down and to stop being combative, but Joseline kept going. So that played a large part in her expulsion as well. I do agree. Joseline said, I didn't put my hands on her. I can voice my opinion. I agree. I really do. But because they were both involved in this altercation and for the reputation of the university, I do agree that both should have been expelled, because you got to set the precedent for students at your campus, students that's going to come to your campus. We can't just let these celebrities get away with it because they're celebrities. We got to set the precedent. No violence, no fighting, zero tolerance, period. So both of y'all were involved. Both of y'all need to go. So I'm going to kind of jump around at this point, and we're going to get to the goodbyes later. But the rest of the cast, they had a field trip to the Harris house. And this was basically like the planning spot of a lot of civil rights movements, more specifically the Freedom Riders. And in this field trip, Ms. Harris basically talked about how they planned non-violent ways to handle, to oppose violent behavior from the white people. And then she also talked about that after Dr. King's assassination, she too wanted to turn violent and to become a rioter, but then she reflected on how she was raised to be non-violent. And all the cast, and myself included, I was just nodding my head like, yeah, I really wish Joseline and Amber was here for this, because she talked about how to handle conflict in a non-violent manner. You know what I'm saying? And both of them literally got into a physical altercation based off of their disagreements. And just if this field trip had been scheduled the day before, it might have helped when it came to that debate that they had in class. Another filler part of this episode was New York. Y'all know that Tiffany has a crush on Orion, so she decided to cater to him. And he said, see, when the queen sees a king, there's a whole lot of catering. I was like, okay, Dr. Seuss, do your thing. So I don't think that they did anything inappropriate. I think that New York really does play it up for the camera, especially because she got a fiance. So I hope they didn't do anything inappropriate. I hope he just kind of got in the bubble bath and maybe put some lotion on his back or something. But I hope that she didn't go into detail how she went into detail in her confessional. I also had an author, Dr. Yaba Blade, come in to talk about basically to see if any of the cast members had any confusion about the altercation between Jocelyn and Amber, how it wasn't necessarily about racism, but they kind of turned the conversation into colorism, and how basically colorism was created because it's not just in Black culture, it's also in Asian culture and Australians. And it's always like, if you are a darker hue to whatever culture or ethnicity you are a part of, you are looked down upon. You know, everybody wants to be pale, closer to European quote unquote descent. So they were talking about how colorism was created within communities to further divide communities, you know, so they won't be able to get on one accord and excel together. It always has to be some type of internal divisions to keep us separated. And oh boy, I tell you, Amber says her goodbyes around the house and everybody's all sad and giving her hugs, and she's giving away her Versace robes to poor little Black Tiffany because, oh, I have so many at home. I don't know, y'all, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want your nasty ass robe, bitch. Take this shit with you. I got money, I could buy my own robe. The fuck? So I just kind of want to talk about the contrast between Amber leaving, how everybody was all sad, and then when it's time for Jocelyn to leave, literally only Amon and Ray J really show her love. Tiffany ended up giving her a hug, but that whole scene was really, really cringe when it came time for Jocelyn to say her goodbyes. I personally probably wouldn't have even gone back to the house. I would have been like, tell him I'm outside, I'll give my brother a hug. But aside from that, because Parker and K-Way, they went to the movies. Like, they didn't even care. I was just like, the disrespect. Y'all act like Jocelyn literally attacked Amber. Amber was the one who hit Jocelyn. Why y'all scared of Jocelyn? I kind of understand why Parker would be upset or offended because she's literally half and half. Like, her mom is white, her dad is Black. And I honestly think she was raised by her white mama. So I can understand why she would be offended by what Jocelyn was saying. But K-Way, I don't know, bro. But next week is going to be the season finale, and I think that was a very smart move when it comes to BET because the drama's gone now. Y'all can't stress this out to 10 episodes, but I also think last season was 8 episodes too. But anyhow, thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Make sure if you do leave a comment, it's not based off of the commentator, but more so the commentary or the episode, okay? Because I'm really good with that block and delete button. I'm really good with that. But thank y'all so much for tuning in, especially if you stayed all the way to the end. Be sure you give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And of course, like I stated, drop a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share. See y'all next time. Bye.